Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be continuing our series, and as mentioned in the first installment of the series, we'll be doing the full ranking of What If Season 2 episodes from the weakest to the best. Before we kick off the ranking, don't forget to watch my earlier video on the series after you finish this one. And as with all my rankings, the major criteria is my personal enjoyment level. So without any further delay, let's get back to the ranking. Starting the ranking, we have episode 3. What if Happy Hogan saved Christmas? The episode is just a piece of random BS. Don't get me wrong, this literally is a random thought from the creators. Because, like, when will you ever think about Happy hulking out in order to fight Hammer Industries? I guess never. The idea of what if is really nothing. But I think we must respect the details, time, and accuracy, the efforts put in the episode, the story, and the events within it. So, though it has respectable elements that deserve recognition, it really is the worst of the season. So, here it goes in the ninth place. And in eighth place, we've got episode 9. What if Strange Supreme intervened? I don't know what to say. The amazed guy in me thinks that this episode is really good for its weapons, visual extravaganza, power scale, action set pieces, and the character freedom. In addition to the huge inhuman element that really impressed me. But on the contrary, this episode is trash. It gained a lot of arguments from Marvel critics as it introduced overpowered characters, a senseless plot, and made Strange Supreme the antagonist while showing Captain Carter again and again and again. This is making me mad. But jokes apart, the episode is hollow and repetitive. Marvel's trying to make Captain Carter the main lead all the time, but it doesn't just work out. Let me give you some more absurd things in this episode. Just see Infinity Killmonger getting removed from his suit. Then what was the point of last season's finale's climax? Or see Captain Carter wielding the Infinity Stones and some of the most powerful weapons in the multiverse while staying perfectly fine. Then what's the point of Tony Stark's sacrifice and Hulk snap? Yeah, they can go all out on the writing, but not so much that they insult the previous stories and events. Okay, enough talk on this disappointment, and for the record, this is in the 8th place. Moving on. After a frustrating episode, we have considerably a better one on the 7th place. What if Nebula joined the Nova Corps, episode 1? There's nothing really wrong about this episode. It has a good flow, the events happen smoothly, the plot is interesting, and characters actually have time to shine. But the problem is, it isn't really a great episode. It's just a blank slate with a lot of room for improvement. But nonetheless, this is still below average and therefore in the 7th place. And at the 6th position, we have episode 5, What If Captain Carter Stopped the Hydra Stomper? This episode really gets things done well. The connections to the Red Room, character development, and the bigger picture are all solid, but its strength is also its weakness. Captain Carter being the lead again, and this being a direct parallel to Captain America, the Winter Soldier. That being said, this episode is really a direct parallel to the Captain America Winter Soldier movie. So it really spoils the experience as it feels repetitive and predictable. Coming to the Captain Carter problem, I mean, she's the heart of the episode. But why this again? They could have gone with other interesting what ifs. Marvel did really invest in Captain Carter a lot, but let's save that for another video. Right now, the episode is below average at best. At the midpoint of the ranking, we have episode 6, What If Kahori Reshaped the World? This was an interesting episode. The idea of exploring the Tesseract's abilities and introducing a new hero not in present in the comics is really good. But I do think they could have gone for a more unique hero vibe instead of a regular hero with different powers vibe. This episode carries the template hero introduction. The hero has a problem, he or she gets powers from an event, then embraces them to fight the villain. This makes it vague, but we must give credit for Marvel experimenting. If it wasn't for the formulaic narration, it could have easily been in the top 3. At the fourth spot, episode 2, What If Peter Quill Attacked Earth's Mightiest Heroes? This is an interesting one. The scenario of Yondu abducting Peter Quill and giving him to Yeager is a true thought of experiment for Marvel fans. It's executed pretty well. The nostalgic 80s setting, the roster of heroes they chose for the team up, the power scale, the main objective, and the bigger picture are all amazing. Simply extraordinary. Winning the bronze medal, episode 8, What If the Avengers assembled in 1602? Okay, this is gonna get me trolled. For many people, this is a masterpiece. The sync of events, characterization, and the unfolding script are all a dream come true. And I also respect this equally because we all wondered what if Captain America split the time stone against Thanos. So this takes the fan service box. As my viewers already know, I'm not very fond of historic settings, and that's where this one shines. Yeah, it's really good, but it's not my type. I also feel they could have gone with a more interesting storyline and screenplay. Despite my criticism, this is a great adaptation of the 1602 comic run. And the runner up of the list is episode 4, What If Iron Man Crashed into the Grandmaster? Like the zombies one from the last season, this was the most hyped of the season too. Everyone was curious since we didn't get the full backstory teased in the last season finale, and Iron Man getting stuck in that wormhole was one of Marvel fans' biggest mysteries. I must say, the execution here is just right. They hit all the sweet spots. Gamora's personality, Tony's tech savvy attitude, his problem solving, and his challenging spirit, and all this earns the silver medal. But I do think it lacked the emotional stakes and moral depth. Though I love the action set pieces, the absence of strong values holds it back really well. Crowning the list, we got episode 7, What If Hela Found the Ten Rings? I truly love this episode. This may offend many people, but I just admire the moral values, questions that test personal integrity, mythic elements, magical interconnections, and power comparisons. They make it a high tier episode. Though some people felt the pacing was slow, I found it fitting for the mythic and dark tone. The training sequences in Talo were top notch. Without a doubt, this is the best season of the episode. And that's how my list looks. Honestly, the ranking of this season of What If was harder than the last one. Not because everything was good, but because everything was mid. Every episode this season is just below average at best, apart from the top 3. The next video in the series will be my ranking of season 3 episodes. Oh boy, I'm gonna have a hard time ranking those. A subscribe and a like would be the perfect reward for my rigorous effort. Meet you in the next one. Until then, it's Marvel Vault signing off.